The member for Geraldton.
Thank you very much, Acting Speaker. I rise to speak on the Appropriation Bill 2022-23 and the McGowan Labor government. What I want to firstly start to say is that the McGowan Labor government has shown so much love for Geraldton in the Midwest that I'm nearly blushing. I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the love shown to Geraldton, and I just want to say, keep it coming. Looking through the jacket matches your blush. Yes, it does a little bit, doesn't it? Looking through the budget on Thursday, I was absolutely thrilled to see so many of the projects that I and my community had been advocating for and that had made it through the Treasury process. A few weeks ago, when the Minister for Health, the Honourable Amber Jade Sanderson, came to visit Geraldton to announce the additional funding of $49.4 million to the Geraldton Health Campus redevelopment project, you could not wipe the smile from my face. This extra funding brings the total cost of the major upgrade to the hospital of $122.7 million. At that announcement, the joy was absolutely palatable from the local nurses, doctors and staff, many of them I know. This project has been in the forefront of people's minds for some time, and the people of Geraldton and the Midwest have been let down by previous government promises. Unlike those opposite, I actually live in Geraldton, and my family live there too. So I think I can actually speak from a place of authority and knowing the history and the facts when I look at the long line of past and current Liberal national members of Parliament, state and federal, who have made promises about the Geraldton Hospital and haven't been able to deliver. But we are. When talking to the project team at WACS, you can understand why the hospital redevelopment has to be approached in stages. It is a huge body of work that needs to be completed and staged in a way that will have as little disruption to the day-to-day business of the hospital as possible. So the first stage was completed in June 2021, which was a reconfigured main entry and the redesign and expansion of car parking. Next, we welcome the funded second stage, which will include an expanded emergency department, new intensive care unit, and approved amenities to ensure patients continue to receive quality care close to home. As well as something close to my heart, we will have an integrated mental health service, and an inpatient unit and short stay unit are all part of the redevelopment. The redevelopment of the Geraldton Health Campus is the single biggest investment in this facility since the Gallop government redeveloped the hospital back in the early 2000s. The hospital provides great care for our community, and this is an extensive and welcome upgrade to complement that care. Geraldton has and will have into the future a regional hospital with terrific doctors, nurses and other staff delivering excellent care for regional people. So I'm proud to say that Geraldton is a progressive, forward-thinking city with individuals, businesses and groups making exciting contributions and enhancements. I've always said that budgets affect everyone. They're not just about businesses. They're about people. So last Friday morning, I, along with many others in our community, attended our state budget breakfast, where we had the pleasure of having the guest speaker as the Honourable Rita Saffioti, Minister for Transport, Planning and Ports. Everyone that attended welcomed the opportunity to speak with the Minister and were very pleased with the wonderful announcement of $332 million for a major upgrade to the Geraldton Port to cater to increased demands, including a new berth with ship loading and material handling infrastructure. Having been on the Midwest Ports Board for a couple of years and being part of the Port Maximisation Plan, I can fully understand the magnitude of this investment. The port is the jewel in the crown of the Midwest. It is the beating heart of Geraldton. I love to see the ships coming into the port and leaving again. Some days it feels that they are right on the main street. It is absolutely incredible to see. The Port Maximisation Project will be executed over 4 years, bringing forward the investment anticipated by the Port Master Plan and allow Mid West Ports Authority to increase trade from 15 million tonnes per annum to 25 million tonnes per annum by 2026. This new trade is expected to be from 11 new customers and is a diverse product mix, supported also through a combination of debottlenecking and new economic infrastructure within the existing port footprint. The project is expected to create more than 2,700 jobs during construction, along with indirect jobs and opportunities for local subcontractors. This is absolutely great news for the people in my electorate. This project will enable greater trade and is critical to enable growth in the region by providing an export path for the new projects and commodities. The McGowan Labor government is committed to setting up Geraldton and the Midwest for the long term as part of a record $12 billion investment so far across the state in regional infrastructure, diversifying the economy and creating jobs. Already, we have seen a significant investment into Geraldton to create local jobs, support the local economy, and improve health and education. Projects underway as part of this pipeline of works include the Central Regional TAFE Campus Visual Arts upgrades, which have just been completed, and I've been invited to come and have a look through. The Geraldton Basketball Stadium upgrades, which will provide extra courts and facilities for more families to enjoy. $10 million towards the Hootman-Abrolhos National Park Management Program. Social housing investment, including refurbishments and new builds, as well as a $9 million investment towards the renewal of Spalding and the revitalisation of the suburb. Maintenance works also to local schools such as Champion Bay Senior High School, Geraldton Senior High School and Rangeray Primary School, to name a few. We have also committed to supporting development of the Oakajee Strategic Industrial Area with $7.5 million of funding to develop road access to establish a renewable hydrogen hub in the Midwest. We will also continue to advocate for federal funding to support our Midwest Clean Hydrogen Hub, which will leverage state government funding to support the construction of renewable energy infrastructure. Now, I'd just like to go back to the significant investment of the Social Housing Economic Recovery Package. I had the absolute great opportunity to have the Minister for Housing and Homelessness, the Honourable John Carey, in Geraldton a couple of weeks ago to announce the opening of 6 recently refurbished units that will form part of a new pilot housing program for homelessness in the city. These units had been previously vacant but refurbished and brought back online, and I have to say they look absolutely fabulous. What a great program this is. It will provide housing and intensive wraparound supports to vulnerable members of the Geraldton community, including several rough sleepers. The program will run in partnership between the local Department of Communities team and the iCare Drug and Alcohol Support Service. I want to commend both these teams for their fantastic efforts in establishing this program. The iCare team have been working with the residents for many months and are helping them transition into their new homes. I was really pleased to be able to also provide the iCare team with a $200 Kmart voucher to each of the units, so the residents could, with the iCare team support, purchase homewares, cutlery, rugs, kettles, etc., to support them into moving into their new homes. When I was there on the day, there was a couple of different people that had donated second-hand goods, and some beds and mattresses had arrived from our Midwest Disaster Relief. But it did actually touch me to think that, it would be really nice for these people to have something new, because for a long time, they've been rough sleeping and they haven't lived in their own home. So to be able to go with the eye care team to go to Kmart or the local Mitchell and Brown shopping centre and actually go and purchase a kettle and some rugs and some new cutlery, I thought would be a really nice experience for them to have. And, you know, just like we all would when we're moving into a new home. We know to break the cycle of homelessness, we need to combine housing with intensive supports, and that is what this program is actually all about. To be there and to see the absolute joy on the faces of the new residents would have to be one of the highlights so far for me as the member for Geraldton. Some of these people have been sleeping rough for many years and never actually had a home of their own. One of the actual participants and I we didn't go to school at the same time, we were a couple of years apart, but we went to the same school around about the same time together. So we reintroduced ourselves to each other, and this actually had a huge impact on me. This is investment in social change and improving people's lives. This is real important stuff, and I'm really proud to be part of a government who gets it. These 6 units are just a small snapshot of the significant investment and work happening in and around Geraldton, all focused on boosting the availability of social housing. Around 50 properties are either undergoing refurbishment or will undergo refurbishment in the city, bringing them back into stock and providing a significant boost in the availability of housing, as well as providing us with more options to support vulnerable people in Geraldton, including those sleeping rough. One of the biggest issues facing regional centres such as Geraldton is the limited connectivity we have to the north of our state. I had met with many businesses over the past 12 months who raised the lack of this service with me, as well as meetings with the CEO of the Midwest Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms Joanne Fabling, who has discussed a broad range of concerns such as driver fatigue, travel costs and time, as well as the risk to the Midwest that some businesses may actually have to relocate out of the region for better connectivity options. So you can imagine I was so pleased to see that the McGowan Labor government could see these issues also and listen to regional Western Australians. The commitment of over $4 million in the 2022-23 state budget to support an expansion of the interregional flight network operated by Aviair to increase air connectivity and passenger capacity across the Midwest, Pilbara and Kimberley was exactly what we had been advocating for so long. The new Geraldton link will significantly reduce travel times between Geraldton and the Pilbara, with many small businesses and FIFO travellers in Geraldton currently travelling to Pilbara via Perth. In addition, Aviair's plans to upgrade planes on the network from a 9-seater to a 70-seater aircraft will allow more passengers and freight to be transported throughout the regions and help improve airfare affordability. The expansion of interregional flight network to include Geraldton will allow more regional residents to be able to travel between the Midwest and the northern regions. It really is a game changer for the regions because services like these are crucial for jobs, visiting family, business opportunities and to support government and medical services. This is a great opportunity that will create more jobs within our region and keep businesses in the Midwest. This investment is a further commitment by the McGowan government to enable better access to affordable air services for regional residents. I would really like to congratulate the CEO of the Midwest Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms Joanne Fabling, for her good work collaborating with Aviair and working with me to advocate for this project. Overall, this budget is delivering for WA. I'm particularly pleased to say delivering for the Midwest, and the love for Geraldton is very, very evident. WA's strong financial position gives the state budget the capacity to invest a record $2.5 billion in health and mental health, ensuring all Western Australians receive quality health care no matter where they live. as well as a record $12 billion investment in regional infrastructure and $4.2 billion for Royalties for Regions program that will continue to deliver key regional projects and services to regional community. Yes, the McGowan government has shown a lot of love for Geraldton, and I'm proud to commend this bill to the House.